I'm based in Atlanta. I'm originally from Cameroon. I've lived in the US for 20 something years. I'm a business owner. I work in accounting and taxes. I've written 2 books. I started out in sales, so I did a lot of leadership trainings, and I've carried that forward in everything that I do. I got a chance to work with Coach Oliver about 2 years ago when we were doing leadership trainings for our leaders in Cameroon. So we worked together, and here we are. It's really an honor to be here. When we called and talked about Tolkz, I thought it's something that is really needed in our communities, really needed amongst our people and voices to be heard. I'm here with one of my sisters. She's a childhood friend from Cameroon. We grew up, together. She picked me up. She brought me here. She's a mom of 6, and she's handling everything. This is her baby. Those are stories that need to be told. It's all about, our stories, how we're going to tell them, how to use them to inspire and impact others. Today, I was just going to talk about resilience, which I guess each and every one of us is familiar with it. If I may just share one thing that I learned about resilience when I came to this country, I landed my first job in a tax firm. There I was, an African, and most of the clients in that tax firm were African Americans. When I got there, started working on their filing systems. I was in the background, and then all of a sudden, my boss was like, you need to start answering the phones. Now I had to figure out, oh my gosh, I've just been in this country like 3 months. How am I going to answer the phones? How am I going to talk to them? I'm still trying to be confident in myself. So like, no, you can do it. And I'll answer the phones. I wasn't always easy because most of his clients were familiar with working with him and his wife and the others. And so when they heard a voice that was so different, they'll be like, where is she from? Why do you have that African answering the phones? There were many times I wanted to give up. Many times I thought, I don't want to go through this. I don't want them to be rude to me, hurtful. And my boss kept telling me, you need to understand them. You cannot fall back. You have to push through. And, it was really tough, when you speak and people are they don't understand you. Where are you from? Where are you coming from? But he didn't give up on me, and he said I wasn't going to give up. The one thing he taught was that you have to go into the wrong back. So he told me, step back because they are weak. You're going to end up at another job and you're still starting. Or if you just want to get something, start a teaching about because you want to that history also taught me something about myself. It also taught me something about my approach that sometimes you have to tell all of your wisdom on customers. And so I worked on that slowly. As the time went by, we all got comfortable with each other. The clients got comfortable. I got comfortable. And that's one of the strongest lessons I've learned. Be patient, and I had to understand that they were not just being me, they just didn't understand who I was and where I come from. Sometimes I'll just talk to them about where I come from. And then I also had to learn to speak slowly. So when they called and were like, I can't hear you, I'm like, okay, do you hear me now? So we went slowly. My boss now, he got me into data entry, and then before I knew it, I was managing his transfer. And that helped me be so confident. When I started my own business, guess what? Over 90% of my clients are African Americans because I had learned to understand them and I had built confidence to be able to deal with them. When you deal with individuals and they feel that you're confident, they will also feel confident working with them.